I'm going to give you some history of the currencies and the fact that we are probably near the end of a long-term debt cycle. The world currency in 1450 was in Portuguese hands, and maybe 100 years later, Spain held the dominant currency. Then after Spain, it was the Netherlands. After the Netherlands, it became France. After the French went into Britain's hands and the pound. Somewhere between 1920 and 1944, the US dollar became the dominant currency and was pretty much official by the Bretton Woods Accord in 1944. Why is that important? The country that holds the dominant currency has an advantage in trade and how they handle their books. In their court, they have an advantage there. So it's important to know that we may be losing that. So being at the end of a long-term debt cycle, we may be in for a monetary and or a currency reset. And losing the US dollar as the major currency could be significant. What's the importance of this whole thing for you? You need to think long and hard. How should I have my assets set up, or how can I diversify so this won't hurt too much if we go into a stock sell-off or if the money flows to somewhere else? We need to diversify and think this through. Do we want some farmland, which there are ETFs for, just basic metals? Do we want gold? Do we want Bitcoin? Do we want stocks? I don't think you want bonds. It could be like a fire in a crowded bar that only has 2 doors to get out. You don't want to be the last one out that door. And there are a lot of bonds paying for our debt, and they just do not go away. And if interest rates later this year or early next year start going upward, and inflation will take a while to get going, but it's probably going to get going by the end of this year or early next year. If interest rates start going up, your bonds go down in value. Don't put your money in cash. They're printing money out of control, over 20% a year this year and last year. That means your dollars become worth less, and they are not a good investment. Some people think, I'm going to keep my money in cash. It's safer than the stock market. Not necessarily. And the money has to go somewhere. Right now it is going into stocks. But think bigger than that and try and play the game the way the professionals do. See you tomorrow.